Play with your name, then you remind them who you are. I'm just trying to tell my truth, but it's lying on my guard. I done put so much work and I could have died on the job. I really been in kitchens with chickens when they was frying up the hard. I've been in powwows where they scream Lottie. I done walked out my building and I seen bodies. I've been in court, the DA's looking like he seen Gotti. And all my do they time, you know my team body. It's been 7 years since I seen Shotty. It's been 7 years since I saw Melly. But now we gotta fly straight cause he got 4 fellies. I've been going to the tunnel since you saw Belly. I done been through the most. Talking about we fake bloods, I had to spin for the coast. That was 20 years ago, I was just slim with the toast. Talking about they outside, but they put everything on the post.
Two key members of the Diplomats, Jim Jones and Cameron, have been moving like there is still tension in the air. And honestly, not too many people are shocked. This is not some brand new issue that just popped up overnight. These two have had problems sitting in the background for years, and every time it looks like things are cool, something else comes back around. Dipset has been through plenty of messy moments, from breakups to makeups, then right back to side eyes and business drama. Since around 2010, when the crew tried to stand together again, Cameron and Jim Jones have kept bumping heads over claims, money moves, loyalty, and behind-the-scenes problems. The list is long, and the tension is still loud. Love keeping up with rising stars and celebrity stories? Subscribe now. Your support really keeps this channel going. So now, everybody is asking the same thing. What sparked the drama this time?
To trial for this. I've been on America's Most Wanted for this. I've been on gang files for this. I've been on everything you could name. So when people play with me, I get real emotional because I operate off emotions, as they know for all the times they've been with me. It's never been a time that I backed down from any situation in this world, except God. And I've been up against 20, 30 deep by myself, left me by myself. You heard? And I escaped those situations and come back and still get high five. Let's do it. What we doing today?
What pushed Jim Jones and Cameron back into that cold space again? To understand the new tension, we gotta rewind a little, because this story did not start today. This goes way back, deep into Dipset history. Do you remember Tricky Ricky? Anybody who was around in the mid-2000s probably remembers that wild t-shirt Cam made, where he printed Tricky Ricky, basically calling Jim Jones out in front of everybody. And according to what Cameron said back in 2017 on IG Live, that shirt was one of the moments where things started going left for real. At the time, Cam and Jimmy were already not seeing eye to eye. Cam was taking shots at Jim for spending money on Chrissy Lampkin, who was his new girlfriend at the time. Now, maybe if Cam had only made the shirt, Jimmy might have brushed it off and kept it pushing. But nah, Cam took it way further. He added the names of their mutual friends who were locked up, basically sending the message that Jim should have been helping his brother behind bars instead of spending heavy on a relationship.
He'll say, I'm wrong, he'll say whatever, he'll say, this is what I did, and I'm not going on, I was dead wrong for this. I was dead wrong, and this is where the whole collapsed at. This is where everything went all the way downhill. I'm being totally honest.
That was a low blow, and even though Cam later apologized and admitted he was wrong, Jim clearly did not forget it. With Cam and Mace, time seemed to cool things down. But with Cam and Jim, the tension kept growing, and once people like 50 Cent started jumping into the mix, the whole situation got even messier. You really cannot talk about this beef without bringing 50 Cent into the picture. He was right there from the jump, and this was not the calm, business-minded 50 people see now.
I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like on your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan.
This was 2007 50, the extra bold, extra disrespectful version when it felt like he had issues with half of New York rap. Somehow, even with a long list of problems already going, Cameron still ended up in his line of fire. And 50 did not just take a small shot, he played it slick and made the tension feel even heavier. Months later, he brought out Jim Jones and Santana at a show in New York, right while people were starting to whisper that Dipset had real cracks inside the camp. That move looked calculated, and Cam even spoke on that during their recent sit-down on his YouTube, basically acknowledging how 50 used that Dipset tension to his advantage.
Cam, what's up, baby?
50, what up, baby?
Anything
I just want to step in because I heard you could shut things down over here, and I just want to make sure what's going on. You know, they owe me some things over here. I just want to see what's going on. You can shut down Diplomat project.
I'm not talking about Diplomats. Is it? Cam, did you really want that?
Nah, that's what I was asking. Can you do it? That's what I'm asking.
What I'm saying to you is, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm saying to you, I got projects over there. I just signed off.
You just did Prodigy deal over
right.
there,
I just let him do that deal, homeboy.
Exactly. Philly, so why would you let him do a deal at Cots, a place that you think is the graveyard?
Then there was that Angie Martinez moment on Hot 97 when 50 pulled up and took a shot at Jim Jones's label, Coke Records. He did not just criticize it either. He called it a graveyard, which was a wild thing to say on a major radio platform. Cam was not about to let that slide. So after that clash, he dropped Curtis as a diss track. Then 50 answered back with funeral music, keeping the back and forth moving. But one of the biggest things said around that time was from Jim himself, when he admitted, "Me and Cameron haven't spoken to each other in a year." That line right there said a lot. Jim was basically saying he stayed quiet because of loyalty. He felt like even if the friendship was broken, maybe the business could still survive. But once things reached a certain point, he made it clear he could not stand beside Cam the same way anymore.
Told me how to rap and I was platinum. Yeah, did that I started rapping, I was lying. Everybody knows me.
Come closer, come closer, come closer. Bring it down.
This is boom, all. I kept the shots, jumping in 7 rounds, jumping on the 7 rounds.
And 50 Cent, being the chess player he is, saw that as the perfect moment to move. While Cameron and G-Unit were later clearing the air about their old issues, they brought up that wild night when 50 suddenly had Jim Jones and Jules Santana come out with him at a concert in New York City. That was not just a random stage moment. That was pressure, timing, and public embarrassment all rolled into one.
He taught you how to rap, literally. I got a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you to, man. Period.
Cam later explained how that whole situation made him feel. He said it felt like a betrayal because his own crew was standing next to the same person he was beefing with. To Cam, it was a slick move, and he admitted it caught him off guard. In his words, "When went on stage, I was like, this is spinning out. It was a checkmate moment. This is devious, but I respected it. I like that." Cam may have respected the strategy, but Jim Jones was not feeling it at all.
You know, being totally honest, and if I could do it over, I swear to God, I would do it all the way over because I see how their relationship grow, and I see they're still together, and I think that's real dope. So what I did was I made these t-shirts, and it said, "Tricky Ricky, AKA Jim Jones is a trick." And on the back of the shirt, we had man in jail. Snags was in jail. My man Chanel from 15th, Young Handsome, he's in jail. We had a lot of in jail at the time. And I was sending them money. So I made the shirt that said Jim Jones, Tricky Ricky, and called him a trick. But those shirts hurt.
A few weeks later, he spoke on Justin LeBoy's Respectfully podcast and made it clear that he saw things very differently. And Jim did not stop at that one issue either. He took shots at Cam's business mind, questioned his decisions, and even downplayed the way Cam built his success. Then things got even sharper when Jim called Cam's move to defend Coke Records childish. Jim said, "When Cam called the station over the Coke, I felt that was childish. You didn't come outside when it's time to really get active, so how dare you do some weak like that?" That comment hit hard, and it showed just how deep the resentment really was.
50, what you did, so we was having interior problems at Dipset. Nobody knew about this. Nobody knew that we was like not on the same page.
Right.
So when me and you were battling during our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to your show. I'm like, so I'm sitting there like,
Yeah, that was.
This is kind of smart, because I wouldn't have thought about reaching out to Yayo or Larry Banks. I'm like, going public with this?
I'm like, yo.
What was your thought process behind saying, yo, you know what? The songs. How did this work?
Let me say this,
How'd it go?
Right now, Cameron and Jim Jones are not just trading light shots. They are throwing sharp jabs like the Dipset family drama never cooled down. Cam was able to fix things with Mace, but with Jim, that same happy ending is looking real shaky. After everything that has been said, a true reunion feels harder to picture. And if anybody thought the down-and-out rapper was going to hear Jim's comments and just stay quiet, think again. Cam clapped back on his hit show, It Is What It Is, sitting right beside Mace, his former friend turned rival, turned friend again. That alone made the moment even more spicy, because Mace being there added a whole extra layer to the shade. Cam went straight at Jim and brought up the old days, pushing the idea that Jim was not always the polished rapper people know now.
Shit was built about. I'll be watching the gram and I'll be watching these clowns and all these. But boy, if you really get to live this last 20 years that I lived, you would understand, boy. I put everything on the line for this. And I took it with a smile. Even when doubted me, down me, when I was on trial and told me I need to take the plea. Take what plea? We don't take pleas. You heard, by the grace of God, the trial gets dismissed because they couldn't find enough evidence of a shootout that happened on Uptown over Cameron.
The biggest shot came when Cam aimed at Jim's place in Dipset history. Killer Cam basically said Jim did not start the Diplomats and he did not make the group famous. Then he dropped the line, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you. That was a cold way of saying he was not buying that story at all. So yeah, that tiny chance of a peaceful Dipset reunion just got even smaller. But at the same time, Cam and Mace already proved that time can flip the script, so nothing is impossible in hip-hop. Still, after Kendrick and Drake showed how powerful diss records can be, it feels like everybody wants to settle issues in the booth now.
An angel and designer. What the f is you talking about, man? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, man. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. You talk about dick ride now. That's where this all. I would have left you alone. I would have left those alone. But listen, dick ride. Do you remember how we met? Pause. Not met. How you got cool with us? This is how this started. I want y'all to go Google Cameron 1995 freestyle. Now go Google Mace, Cameron, Cardan, DJ Clue. Google Children of the Corn 12-minute freestyle. Google Bloodshed and Cameron, Children of the Corn freestyle. Are you at any of these places? No. You was not there, man. You wasn't there. This is what happened, how Jomo got cool with us. Them freestyles that we just showed y'all, go Google them, have fun with them when you get time. We were popping. It wasn't no internet. Mace, myself, Big L, even though Mace and Big L on the same page, Bloodshed, my man Herb McGruff, we were super duper popping in the street prior to the internet. Everybody knew we was about to get a record deal. Everybody knew this. It wasn't no secret. Basically, you heard our freestyles. And you came up to me one day when I was chilling in front of the house, you said, and this word to my dead mother, yo, man, I heard the freestyles, y'all killing it. Yo, you know my grandmother died. If y'all wanna come by and just hang out, y'all could, y'all more than welcome. We like, all right, Joe, thanks. And more freestyles come out. Yo, I heard the new you did. I heard the new you did. Yo, you wanna come through? Come through. Why? Why are we going to Jomo's house? I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like on your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan.
And Jim Jones is moving exactly like that. He has been locked in the studio, getting ready to release his new album, At the Church Steps. He also put serious energy into his problem-inspired single, Harlem. On top of that, Jim dropped a teaser for a new track where he fires back at Cam's claim that Mace taught him everything, including how to rap. When you listen to that short audio clip, Jimmy makes the message pretty clear. He raps, so what more you wanna ask him? You taught me how to rap, and now I'm platinum. That line sounded like a direct answer to Cam talking about his roots, and Jim was not letting that comment sit untouched. And as if the music shots were not already enough, Jim also started pushing a Make Dipset Great Again campaign. That move made it look like he was trying to bring the brand back, but at the same time, it added more pressure to a situation that was already looking messy. Can this feud get any worse? Yes, it really can.
I don't really mess with Jim no more.
Come on, Cam.
I really don't.
Could you possibly be in one of those moments like you just said about Dame, that maybe it's just a little bit of time has passed, and
No.
how could you not after all that you two have seen and done and accomplished, how could you be in this spot?
You know why? Because Jim puts a lot of things publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't put our business publicly. If it's a problem, you got my phone number. You could call me and we could resolve it. Like, same thing like you said with Dame. You don't really know that we had a problem. You might have been guessing or something. It wasn't because it wasn't a real problem. If you have a real issue, you got my number, call me. But once you start taking to social media and radio and making things public, I got a curve, and it just kept happening repeatedly, and I kept going back saying I'm gonna do this for Dipset or Diplomats or the business, and it just kept happening over and over and over publicly on stuff that didn't even really need to be public.
Doesn't sound like him to me.
Oh, it doesn't?
I mean, I'm not saying your perspective is not, but I'm just saying I'm surprised by that. Is what
Let me give, for example, first thing. Well, this is not the first thing. Most recent things Jomo did was like, Cam, yo. So for instance, you block somebody, right, on Instagram. You don't know if you block somebody.
You blocked him?
Yeah. So, but the point is, you wouldn't know that, right? But you go on Instagram, yo, tell Cam to unblock me. Tell Cam to unblock. How does anybody even know you're
Why
blocked?
did you block him in the first place?
Because, all right, so we'll get to that. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last time I talk about Jomo, period, ever in life.
I hope not.
No, it is. But the thing is this, it's like, he had a problem with me and DC. You know what I'm saying? Him and me and DC had a problem. They fell out. They met each other to squash the problem. You know what I'm saying? Face to face, they squashed it. He still, don't meet nobody if you really don't want to squash it, because man, DC's my friend also. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. Same way Jim was like my boy. So they squashed. I was happy they squashed. But then Jim still has secret feelings about people. And I'm just naming this one particular scenario that was the last straw for me. So, man, DC had a case or whatever going on, and I'll take a picture. Jewels will take 100 pictures with man DC. He won't say anything. I take a picture of man DC. Oh, you hanging out with them snitches. Oh, you better be careful. Ain't I saying? I'm like, that's the last. Don't call me a snitch publicly on Instagram again. You know what I'm saying? And it just started to be overbearing. I'm like, dog, if you had a problem with dude, you could have told him that when y'all met up to squash it. I don't really.
Or called you.
Yeah, or call me. I don't have no problem talking to you to resolve stuff, but when you start putting things publicly and when you call me a snitch for hanging out with somebody that you squashed whatever beef was going on, I'm done at this point.
While Jim has been posting clips and teasers of diss records, Cam looks ready to take the whole issue straight into the booth too. The timing is wild, because all of this started heating up right when Jim seemed focused on reviving Dipset and making the movement feel big again. Back in 2009, it looked like they were starting to understand that being cool with each other might be better than staying divided. Jim even publicly told Cameron they needed to fix things and get back to making strong music together. Trying to keep hope alive, Jimmy told Vibe, "We possess the hottest thing in hip-hop that hasn't happened yet, and everybody knows it. We damn near could be one of the reasons to make hip-hop a lucrative thing again, and that being the Diplomats. If we put it back together, there's a 50% chance because I'm in. Smell me? And that's a high percentile." That quote showed Jim was at least open to rebuilding the Dipset machine. They finally met up in 2010 and publicly ended the feud, and for a second, it looked like the comeback was really in motion. There was even talk about making music connected to Dr. Dre, but then everything just disappeared. No record deal, no follow-up single, no album, no real rollout, nothing. Then fast forward to 2025, and instead of a clean reunion, the new year came with fresh beef. By 2016, it looked like the Diplomats were finally trying to repair old friendships and build new bridges. For a second, fans thought the Dipset drama might really be calming down. But then Cameron and Jules Santana recorded the track, "Oh Yeah," and just like that, things went left all over again.
You got members of Dipset to come to your show.
Be on my dick, right? They got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them in their life, you heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off my dick. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
He didn't stop there. He also downplayed Cameron's business acumen. dissing his business decisions and how he achieved success. But things got real when Jim Jones
jumped on IG and called out his own team, making it clear he felt cut out and disrespected. He said, "Somebody asked Cameron why he clearly took my verse off this song that we all recorded in his house about 1.5 years ago, and then so quick to tell the world he doesn't know why Dipset not getting back together to do an album." That was not a quiet complaint. That was Jim putting the issue right in front of everybody. Cam did not seem too bothered when Angie Martinez asked him about it that same year. He brushed it off like it was nothing, but then he made a comment that really sounded like it could sting. He later said, "This is all house money for Jim. He wasn't a rapper." For Jim, who had been riding with the crew for years, that kind of statement had to feel like Cam was shrinking his whole role in the movement. Even after Jim signed a management deal with Jay-Z's Rock Nation, the Dipset pain still looked real. When he sat down with Funkmaster Flex, he got emotional talking about it. And you could tell this was not just business. This was personal. Wild, right? But that still was not the peak of the mess. So if anybody is still asking whether Dipset is as tight as they used to be, the answer looks pretty clear. Not even close. At this point, Dipset has been cracked for a long time, and Cameron has basically said it himself. On It Is What It Is, he made it clear that, in his eyes, the real Dipset run was from 2001 to 2006, maybe 2007. That sounds less like a reunion is coming and more like he already closed that chapter in his mind. But Jim Jones does not look ready to let the temperature drop. He performed his response track, Jomo, with a mural of Cam's late cousin in the background, and people immediately saw that as a dark personal move. For two people who used to stand side by side, that is a wild turn. So right now, this feud does not feel like it is cooling off anytime soon. It feels like Cam and Jim are locked into a full-on Dipset civil war. Cam did say he does not want to respond publicly anymore because he wants to keep things private, but do you really think he is going to stick to that? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me who you think is really wrong in this situation. Also, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody who follows hip-hop drama, and keep checking out the other videos on the screen.